Welcome to Booked All Night, the podcast where hot takes meet craft notes and no one gets enough sleep. I'm Jess.
I'm Katie.
I'm Julia.
I'm Maggie. Get ready for unhinged hot takes,
A whole lot of books,
midnight giggles,
and zero shame. Grab your blankets, booklets, it's time to get booked all night. Welcome to Booked All Night, the podcast where hot takes meet craft notes and nobody gets enough sleep. I'm your host, Jessica Mary, and today we are joined again by Henry Corrigan, best-selling author of Party of a Lifetime and A Man in Pieces. So welcome back to the pod, Henry.
Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun the last time. I'm really excited for this. So,
well, you should be. We are taking the chaos to a whole new level, so I'd say brace yourself, but you sound braced enough.
I do my best. So.
So to start off, just to get to know the characters in Party of a Lifetime, we're going to play a quick game of superlatives.
Okay.
And you're just going to tell us who best fits that description. The first one is most likely to accidentally start a cult by offering snacks.
That would be Toby, or Toby or Tina. Tina is his drag name. So Toby would actually would absolutely start a cult by offering snacks. Yeah.
You know you really understand your characters when you're like, no, I know immediately who that chaos goblin is exactly.
Yeah.
Least likely to remember where they parked their car for a week.
Oh God, that would be Kyle. Yeah, Kyle. I love Kyle. He's big, strapping dude. He's a lot of fun, and he's great in an emergency. But yeah, he's totally the guy that would forget where he put his car.
Most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse by hiding in a closet.
Becca. Yeah, that's my main character. Becca is my mechanic, and she is my bi-female main character. She becomes more of a warrior, more of a fighter as the book goes on. But at the very start, she's definitely the person that will try to find the safe places to hide first, then throw themselves at danger. So.
To be fair, that's the smart way to survive the zombie apocalypse.
That is true.
So.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
The next one is least likely to resist stealing someone else's dessert.
Gabby. Yeah. Gabby is my soccer, captain of the soccer team, potential Olympian, who's an love interest for Becca, and she's an athlete, and I think anyone can tell you, anyone who dedicates any real time to athleticism will tell you that they run on fuel a lot. So yeah, they need fuel a lot. So no, she would definitely be the one to pick out somebody else's snacks. Yeah. Yeah.
As a former athlete, I used to eat an entire pizza and then go play tennis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and lots of people are always like, that didn't make you sick? I'm like, no, I'd be hungry by the time I was done, because I just played tennis for the next 5 hours, so...
Yeah. Well, what was the videos from a few years ago? You would see professional athletes, and they would show, the meals that they would eat before, the night before that they would do it. I think it was Brock Lesnar. He was former UFC World Heavyweight Champion, former professional wrestler, WWE World Champion, and the amount of food that he would put away is... almost ungodly. Yeah,
I think one of them had come out and they were like, I eat 3,500 calories in a sitting. I'm like, yeah, that tracks, but also holy crap.
Yeah,
that's a lot. But I mean, I have the story. My mother loves to tell this story. I'd had tennis tournament, a track event, and a chess tournament all in one day, and when I came home I was starving, and my mother had just gone food shopping. I ate $300 worth of food, and she was livid, but I couldn't stop. I was so hungry. I was just running on empty all day, and I'm like, I need food.
Oh, God, you poor thing. I'm so sorry. And I feel bad for your mom, especially now for the size of people's grocery bills now. It's, oh, God. Can you imagine what that $300 back then would be worth right now, what it would cost you at the grocery store right now? Easily
I can tell
twice
you...
as much.
Yeah, I can tell you if I ate $300 worth of food today, I would still be hungry in that exact same scenario, because it would not cover as much. That'd be just insane. Yeah. My last superlative is most likely to replace every light bulb in a haunted house with disco balls.
Toby, yes, yeah, Toby. Toby would absolutely do that. Yeah, Toby or Tina, well, whichever ego or alter ego you're dealing with, yes, absolutely would do that. Absolutely, they would have a grand old time in a haunted house. Yes, yeah. Toby would be the person who would actually make friends with whatever entity it is that's haunting the house. They would sit them down and just be like, "Bitch, no, we ain't doing this." Okay. I am living rent free. I got a roof over my head. We ain't doing this, okay?
I can think of several people in my life that would be like, "Sit your bitch ass ghost ass down. We need to have a talk. This is unacceptable. Exactly. Bleeding walls. Yes. I gotta clean that shit. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh my god." All right, so actual book questions.
Sure.
Party of a Lifetime turns prom night to a literal hellscape, or at least a reattempt at prom night into a literal hellscape. Where did this idea come from?
I got stuck on the idea of rites of passage, and the prom night and all these big things. And it suddenly occurred to me that a lot of rites of passage matter more to the people that are watching them from the previous generation than they do to the people who are actually in them. So, and the kids, I went to 2 proms. I was very lucky. I got invited in my junior year to one of the seniors' proms. I had a wonderful time. It was a great time. I had my prom and everything. It was a great time, but it was also, there's so much that's involved in it and so many people that have hands in it. And it just becomes more about everyone else's memories than it does the memories that you're making yourself. So
yeah,
my characters, then Becca particularly, had so many interferences, so much trauma and drama that she was dealing with at the time, that they walked into prom that night and it was just like, no, the hell with this, okay? Let's have a little fun, we'll get something to eat, we'll dance a few songs, and then we will walk our asses right out with our middle fingers raised, because the queen bee of the prom committee is making all their lives hell and has been Becca's bully for a long time. So it's all the trauma that they went through during their first prom, it's we never actually got a chance to be and have fun ourselves, to do this the way that we want to do this. Mm-hmm. So Becca calls her friends together and says, let's do this our way. Let's just go and do what we wanted to do that night, which was just go straight down to the beach. Sit down at the beach at night, get a little bit tipsy, and just have fun in the sand and just by the water. And that's what they set out to do, and it does not end that way.
My junior prom was ridiculously expensive for what it was. We went to one of the local venues, and you could choose chicken that you didn't want or seafood that I couldn't have. And the music was super loud, and it was just not this magical experience that everyone said that it would be. In my senior prom, I borrowed a dress. I brought my teddy bear. Real story. I brought my teddy bear and went with my friends, and we had a great time. And then we did go down to the beach, because that's what you do here in Jersey. And I will never forget, I'd had my hair curled and all nice, and I brushed my hair out in the morning.
Oh, you poor thing. Yeah.
First off, that hurt, so bad, taking my hair down, because I went to bed with it like that. But also, I then looked like a poodle for the rest of the day. Seriously, my hair had poofed out to, inches off of my head. It was so horrible. And my friends kept making fun of me all day. They'd be like, look, we found a stuffed animal looked like you. And they'd pick up a poodle. I'd be like,
Yeah, I get it, yeah. My daughter, my daughter's 8, and she does dance class, and they have their recital coming up, so they had dance pictures, for the thing. The amount, thankfully she's at the age where my wife doesn't have to try to put everything into a bun, but it's the amount of gloop and stuff that goes into her hair, the makeup and everything like that, and it's trying to get everything cleaned off afterwards. It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a process.
It is, yes. Mm-hmm.
I used to teach dance. I used to teach 5, 6, 7-year-olds, and first off, getting makeup on them is its own thing.
Yeah.
But like we wouldn't put lipstick on them until they were about to go on stage because they could not be trusted.
Yeah.
And I had done like this is how you get your sock bun done because everybody has to have the sock bun for the recital.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the amount of hair crap that you have to put in there so that it stays down because we're going to be at this recital for a very long time.
Yeah.
And one woman was like, okay, and then like we go home, we brush our hair, they go to bed. I'm like, no, they take a shower. They take a long shower and they wash that shit out of their hair because otherwise this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And then there's the costumes as well. Like the costume, I mean, some of them are very fun, are very pretty and very wonderful. But I remember the last season when my daughter's been doing it for like 4 or 5 years, and last season the dance teacher broke out the costumes that she wanted for the theme for that year, and she said, she's like, I have no idea what it is that what's wrong with these companies that design these costumes, that they seem to have this, they seem to believe that children don't have a neck.
Yes.
And it's like this tiny little thing. It's like there's no way that this goes around a living human being. Like we had to get creative to be able to get and add things to be able just to get it around her neck so that she wasn't being strangled the whole time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're like, you're 7. Your neck is about as big as my wrist, right? That's how that works? Yeah.
No. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
No.
So next question about books to bring us back to, why you're here. Monotony twists each character in very unique ways. So how do you decide what element of their personality gets amplified or warped?
I match the person that they are with the monster that I wanted to emulate or to bring about and everything. And I have a real love for like classic cinema, classic monster cinema, and classic, monsters and the like. And I wanted to do a take on them that you don't see very often. So like I have my own take on werewolves. That instead, this might be a little bit of a spoiler, but instead of the wolfing out, and instead of like being covered in fur, they lose all form of hair. They're completely hairless, and they're literally, the one instance in the book is the characters are trying to recoup in the van after having their lives nearly taken by another different type of monster, and all of a sudden they hear this suddenly, but it's not like a true wolf howl. It sounds like someone yelling "Aru" at the top of their lungs. So you get an idea as to what kind of werewolf it is that you're dealing with, and then so that went very much with a particular character of mine. I don't want to give away who it is, which one matches with which one, but there's the monsters that I really wanted to emulate for, at least for this book, for this part of the series, because I have a series planned for it, is werewolves, the blob, Stepford Wives, and the skinless man from Hellraiser. And so, yeah. So
Stepford Wives has always creeped me out so much,
yes,
man.
yes. So I wanted to take Stepford Wives, but have someone be disturbed by how much of sensation and their own physical feeling of their own body that they lose as they stay in monotony. You talk about like losing agency. You're literally losing portions of your body. You can feel each portion of your body that's going numb. So, yeah. And you're not only losing feeling of it, but you're losing control of it. So as that's happening while your body is while you're trying to fight for your life, you're losing your own sense of self. So.
Oh, so adolescence. Yeah.
Yes. That's a good way of putting it. Yes, that is an excellent way of putting it. Yes. So, yeah. I had these Kyle, Becca, Gabby, and Toby are hands down my favorite characters to torture. So I've had a lot of fun with this book of putting them through hell and seeing what it is that I can do with them. But the monsters that I wanted to bring about were those four: the werewolves, the skinless man, the Stepford Wives, and the blob. Because some of them are not things that you run into all that often, especially the blob. It's not something you run into very often.
Yeah, that's definitely like, I know that because I was part of B Film Society, and I don't think many people from my generation and down are like, they'd be like, the Blob, what's the Blob? And I'd be like, it's the Blob. What do you mean, what's the Blob? like it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a blob.
No, it's like Little Shop of Horrors. Like nobody, like I know the reason I know the film is Audrey too, is I know it because of the musical, and the musical film, Rick Moranis and everything, and Steve Martin. And it wasn't until, I think, only a few years ago that I saw the original, and what it was. And that one is, I gotta love Roger Corman, because you can clearly tell that this was, you know what, we've got time to be able to make a film. We don't really have a script. We're just going with it. And because we've already paid for all of the equipment. We've got all this stuff. We're losing money if we don't use it. So let's just throw crap together and we'll figure it out. And that's how Little Shop of Horrors came about.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. I love Little Shop of Horrors.
It's so much fun. Yes.
It's so much fun.
Yes.
So, your book teeters between teen drama and grotesque horror. Were there moments where you felt the chaos kind of wrote itself?
Yes. It's funny because there were times when both the chaos and the teen drama and the sass really wrote themselves, because I was having so much fun with the characters, and there were so many different details and things that I wanted to throw in about their lives and their interactions and the like. And afterwards, when I was done, I went back and just realized, okay, this is too much. At least in the terms of like the drama and the details, it's like I need to pare this back, because it's bogging things down, it's slowing the novel, and it's not really helping anything. So that's my biggest thing during editing, is that when things are really flowing and ideas are great, it's fabulous. But when I go back to take a look at the edits, it's like, all right, what do I really need? What does this story absolutely need? And that was some of the biggest paring down that I did. So the teen drama just started flowing because dialogue is a lot of fun for me to write. And then the chaos that was thrown in, that I was just having an absolute blast with, because I was just having, I wanted to really, really, really skewer the idea of like small town 1950s, perfect idyllic America, and I just put in as many little digs as I possibly could.
What a perfect time to put digs in. I always laugh because I have a Marilyn Monroe collection of movies, and I used to like watch them with my grandmother and stuff, and a lot of them are like very, very, very sexual, and I'm like, this was made in the 50s. Wasn't the 50s like a conservative time to be around? And I have more from like the 20s. I have a lot of like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers because I love old films, and I'm like, there are so many sexual jokes, and like not just me in a modern day time reading into this, they are making sexual jokes, and it like blows my mind, because our history books are like, this was a very conservative time. People were like appalled by this. I'm like, were they?
Yeah.
I don't think that they were.
I think it's the cognitive dissonance that we're still dealing with, is because people want control over it, but they still want to be able to be excited by it. So they don't want it around like all that much. They say they don't really want it around, but when they're in the dark of the theater or in the dark of their own home, they're absolutely digging for it, because it is something that they need. And one of the things that I remember, Clara Bow, she was one of the it girls from, I believe, the 1920s, the silent era, and I remember I ran into a gentleman who was, his entire thesis and everything that he did, he was he'd gone to school to study like silent era films and like, and he was talking about how Clara Bow once wore a dress that even today would be blowing up everywhere, because it was so risque, and it was a just sheer everything right down to her toes, and so yeah, the risque, the sexiness, everything, it's there. It's always been there. It's just that the people have been trying to control it or deny it or use it for their own ends for far too long. I mean, you look at you talk about Marilyn Monroe, you look at the sex comedies like Doris Day, the sex comedies from like the 50s and 60s and the like, there's a lot of innuendo that's in there. And even going back further to Cary Grant and Bringing a Baby. That's it. Bringing a Baby. My wife is a huge classics fan, and I've become one over the years, and thanks to her. And Bringing Up Baby. The two of them, oh god, I can't think of the actress's name. But the back of her dress literally rips off, and the two of them are standing basically hip to hip, trying to protect her reputation, and so that she's not walking through the restaurant half naked. But they're in lockstep, like hip to hip as they're walking. It's like, okay, you're not protecting anything here.
Right, like not a single one of us is suspicious of what's going on over there,
no,
right?
No, absolutely not. No,
absolutely not. That brings us to the very first official game of the podcast, which is Space 'em or Embrace 'em.
Okay. I love your games. Your games are so much fun.
I love games. I love games. They torture guests. They're always fun.
They are, yes.
I think you might have played this one with us last time you were here. I don't remember.
I believe so. Yes, I do.
Yes. Okay. Well, then you remember that you are traveling through the cosmos with a cargo full of tropes and cliches, and oh no, you're getting sucked into a black hole. You are only going to get to see 2 options at a time, and you have to keep choosing until the magic number that I rolled before the interview comes down, and we have added in that you only get to go through 2 rounds. So you have to get down to the magic number with only 2 rounds going through. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, your first 2 are a vampire who's allergic to blood or a haunted smartphone.
Oof. I'll go with the vampire, because the smartphone, that could really, the vampire who's allergic to blood, I can live with that. That'd be fine. We can talk, we can figure something out, or whatever it is. That'll be fine. The haunted smartphone could ruin your entire life. It ruins, it could drain your bank account, could, ruin, friendships, relationships, and everything like that. It's no. I can deal with the vampire. The phone would be way more aggravating.
Is that why my phone keeps saying ducking? Is it haunted? Do I have a haunted smartphone? This is bullshit. Fucking autocorrect.
Oh god, no. The phone. I mean, I use my phone all the time. It's how I make notes and updates on certain things, and as I'm writing during the day. But yeah, anything that's that haunted, no, it would be way too aggravating and too much to be able to try to exercise that before it ruins my entire life. No.
You're next 2. The prom queen who literally controls gravity, or a demon that moonlights as a DJ.
Oh, the demon. Yes, absolutely. Especially because here's the thing. The prom queen, she is she's one of the central figures in my book, and so no, if she's anything like Stephanie from my book, then no, absolutely, I don't want her. I don't want to be near her, whether she has powers or not. The demon who moonlights as a DJ, I can work with that, because at least he knows, he, she, they, whatever they are, they can cut a move. They can cut a groove. Then they can dance. They can, what it's like to actually get up and move, and that. I would be happy with that. Yeah. So. At least if I'm gonna go to hell, at least I'll have a good soundtrack.
That's fair. The next 2 are a magical closet that eats socks, which I don't think is all that magical, because I swear to God my closet does that, and a cursed diary that writes back.
Ooh. The least worrisome of the 2 would be the closet, because obviously, you can just keep you don't need to use the closet for the socks. You can just keep them in your drawer, and that'll be fine.
True.
So you'll be fine. But that's the least dangerous. But the one that intrigues me the most is the diary, because it's cursed to write back to you. So does that mean that it's cursed where it's going to... I loved The Magicians, the TV show, and there was a section where they had a one of the magical keys in one of the later seasons where it manifested the ugliest, most negative version of yourself that only you could see and hear. You couldn't turn it off, you couldn't fight it, you couldn't do anything against it. It was just there until you passed the key on to someone who'd never held it before. So, is it cursed in the idea that it would constantly critique and neg everything that you put down, all of your private secret thoughts, or is it cursed in that it would be I don't know, dealing with like a brooding vampire almost. Like it's just, I don't know.
I think
I'm
it
very
depends on what you
curious.
put in. I think it depends on what you put into it because
all right.
like if my teenage diary wrote back, it would probably be like, shut the fuck up. Like, oh my god. Throw me away. I don't want to listen to it anymore. But, like, as an adult journaling, it might be like, okay, you need therapy.
Yes.
But that's okay.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I will
so I
go
don't
with that. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, I
we're
will
going to
totally
keep the
go
cursed
with
diary.
Yeah, I will keep the cursed diary. If it's like that, then that's at least, that almost runs into like the idea of AI. It's like this thing is going to, you're not really sure if what's writing back to you is a consciousness or whatever it is, but if it's at least helping you to be able to deal with it, all right, I will at least put up with that. The closet I can deal with. Yeah. So, yeah.
I think my closet moves during the night and eats my socks. It's the only reason that my socks disappear. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
The next two are an overenthusiastic ghost tour guide and a sentient high school hallway.
I'm going to go with the hallway. The overenthusiastic tour guide, I've met people like that who are overly enthusiastic way too damn early in the morning. And it just grates on my soul.
Yes.
I remember this woman who I had a class with her, and she was another student, and she was a person who was a greeter, I believe, for HR early in the morning for like people, and she was just so overly peppy, and even at like 2:00 in the afternoon when we were having this class, I'm like, no, I would absolutely turn around and not want to have to deal with this. The sentient hallway, that kind of reminds me, I haven't really read the comics, but the Doom Patrol from the DC Comics, there's a character in there called Danny the Street. He's a sentient street, and he can make like a whole town and everything that he can put together, and he's a really cool guy. So high school can be a lot of drama. I had a lot of hell going through high school myself. But I would deal with the hallway just because I think it would have a lot to say to all the drama and everything that was going on and all the kids that really needed someone to talk to.
That's fair. The last two before we go back for the last round are a villain with a phobia of mirrors and a talking cat with a dramatic flair, which I think actually exists in producer Rob's house.
Yes, the cat. Absolutely the cat. Yes.
The cat stays.
Yes. You got I mean, the villain, okay, yeah, that's fun. I always love a good villain. One of my favorite songs is still, Poor Unfortunate Souls. Still one of my favorite songs of all time. But the cat with a dramatic flair, yeah, absolutely. That would just be money. I would absolutely love that. Yeah, my daughter would absolutely love that. Yeah, so yeah,
it's fair.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So back to the top of the list, but this time without the things that we have ejected. So we have a vampire who's allergic to blood, or a demon that moonlights as a DJ.
Oh, let's see. I will go with the DJ. Yes, I will go with I will go with the vampire, the DJ, because he is the. Like I said, he's going to be fun because he's going to have like at least a good soundtrack as we're going to hell. So I will deal with that. So.
That's fair.
Yeah.
A cursed diary that writes back, or a sentient high school hallway.
I'm a big fan of books. I really am. I'll go with the diary just because I love. There's still many days. Well, like I type on the computer, I use my phone to, take notes and stuff like that, but there's still many days when I just need to connect to it, like pen to paper. And that's the only way that I feel like I'm actually getting something out of my head. So, yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I draft best when I have pen to paper. Like, I have a specific notebook, which I was actually looking for earlier, and it has a bunch of, like, classic poets and author portraits, but they're redone like members of Kiss on it.
I love it. Nice.
It's my little rock notebook, and I have no idea where it is right now, which is kind of terrifying. But that's like, it's like the perfect size. It fits in my bag, and the paper's really soft, and it just like gets the groove going. It's so good.
Yeah.
So you are left with a demon that moonlights as a DJ, a cursed diary that writes back, and a talking cat with a dramatic flair.
I hate tossing aside the book because I love books so much, but I think the cat would absolutely win out of everybody because a talking cat with a dramatic flair, that would be so much fun, I think.
It would be.
Yeah. And my one, I would appreciate it, and two, my daughter would appreciate it. Just coming home and having somebody, having like a pet or a friend to be able to like just sit and talk with and get dramatic with. Yeah, I think she would have. Yeah.
Here's a dramatic cat. Do non-dramatic cats exist? I have yet to meet a cat. Yeah, I have yet to meet a cat who's not like sass master and just like total attitude.
Yeah, what's the old saying? A friend of mine used to say that dogs have owners, cats have staff. So
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I can see that. Yes.
Although sometimes I feel like my dog has staff. He's So Ringo's a service dog, and he comes with me everywhere to help me with things. But he is like a princess.
Aww.
No one can sit in the back seat with him. He gets very upset if somebody sits in the back seat with him, and he won't step in puddles, which sucks because like when it rains and there's puddles everywhere, he'll drag me around the puddle, and I'm like, dude, I already don't walk great. Can we not do this? He's like, no, it's a hazard. I can't get my paws wet. That's ridiculous. That's too much of you to ask me.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
Brings us to the very first round of totally chaotic questions, because you've been here before, so I don't have to ask you these questions again. It's wonderful. Here we go. If you could replace every demon in Monotony with a snack, which snack would rule supreme?
The snack that would rule supreme would probably be the whatever it is that's called the world's hottest potato chip or whatever, the one that like comes with, it's like wrapped, or it's like specialty wrapped, like you have to wear like special gloves even to be able to open it or something like that. Mm-hmm. That would definitely be it. And the Monotony at least is ruled by a gentleman host. And he's very much my take on like Father Knows Best type of demon, and yeah, he would be like the kind of thing that you really just can't touch, and he kind of rules over everything. Thinks he's so wonderful, but it's just that's the thing about something like that. There's no good reason for this. Absolutely none. Like there's no good reason for that super crazy hot chip that can put you in the hospital. It's just human stupidity and cruelty. You want to see people get hurt. You want to see people, running for their lives or potentially in danger, and there's no good reason for it. So
that's true.
Yeah, that would absolutely be him. There's no good reason for him. It's just cruelty and stupidity.
Every year on his birthday, my friend Brandon makes grills for everybody, and he always does like varying levels of spice in the burgers. So you've got like the base burger, and then he calls them like the tsundere burgers because he's really Okay. One year they used scorpion peppers and ghost peppers. I just watched all of the guys die.
Yeah,
like they were sweating, like they couldn't drink enough water, and they couldn't get cool. They jumped in the pool. It was still not enough. I'm like, you knew what you were eating.
Yeah. I'm a big hot sauce fan. I had hot sauce on when I made breakfast this morning. I had hot sauce on my eggs. Habanero, like little hot sauce bottle and everything like that. I love hot sauce. I am not a fan of hot for no other sake than just being hot.
Yeah.
My mother sent me because my stepfather is also a big fan of hot sauce. He actually puts more hot sauce on his eggs than I do, and he'd gotten a set of hot sauces, and he tried one of them, and as my mother put it, she'd never seen him just turn that red that fast, and he just he was coughing. He couldn't he couldn't talk. It was just brutal. She sent them to me to give it a try because she knows how much I like it. And one of them is like a scorpion, little bottle of scorpion peppers that not peppers but sauce made from the scorpion peppers. It's good. It does have actual flavor, but a little goes a long way. It's still in my fridge. I use every once in a while. I'll break it out and do like 1 or 2, maybe 3 drops at most, and mix it in. But yeah, it's a lot. It really is
too potent.
Yeah.
I am not into spice. I am a big bada bitch as it comes to spicy food, and I couldn't possibly like like I can't even do like base buffalo wings. You know, like I'm just like nope, it's too much. I can't.
That's my wife. My wife doesn't like spicy food either. I mean, because of me, I think her tolerance has gotten a little bit, higher. But it's not something that she enjoys really. So no, it's fine. My grandfather was the kind of guy who would buy like exotic peppers and leave them drying in his garage, and then make like sauces and little like dips and stuff like that out of them. So yeah, it's something that I at least inherited from him, but it definitely skipped a couple of generations.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Would you rather have Becca narrate your life or a sentient stapler?
The sentient stapler, I think I would love to hear the voice of the sentient stapler. that would just be fun. But Becca and I think would get along the best just because of having her like narrate my life, because she's got parental issues, she's got all kinds of from bullying in high school, so there's a lot that her and I like tick the boxes on, mm-hmm. And so it's and there's also the I guess the constant worry and anxiety of how you're being judged at any time, so you're constantly worrying about what it is, how you're coming across, and I forget what the term for it is, what the psychological term for it is, but you spend so much time over analyzing how you're perceived through mm-hmm. other people and worrying about like what their reaction is, if it wasn't as high as you were expecting, what does that really mean for your relationship going forward? So that's something. Is
that rejection sensitive dysphoria?
Something, maybe. I don't know the psychological term for it, but it's something that but it's at least something that I understand. So mm-hmm. at least it's something that I felt, and I think Becca would understand that as well. And coming from like the home life that she's had and all the problems that she's had. So yeah, Becca would absolutely be the person that I would want to narrate my life. I think her and I would get along really well.
I'm really interested about the sentient stapler.
Yes, I am too. I would love to hear the voice. Yes, I would love to hear the voice of it. Yes.
Just click clacks the entire time.
Yep.
So if your anxiety became a disco-themed monster, what would its first words be?
If it were a disco-themed monster, what would its first words be? You're not ready for this. You're not enough for this. I think that would be it. It would just be, it would just be this constant presence of like, you don't really belong here. And you're mm-hmm. not ready for it. You're not enough for here. And that would be, that it would be like the soundtrack just playing as this monster is just going. That would be just a broken record all the time. Of, how much I don't belong here. How much I'm not enough for what is that's needed. And like, that would be absolutely it.
As it roller skates around you with an afro, just
absolutely,
arm up and down.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's like what's it? Bare Naked Ladies. The songs where like when you look at the songs, a lot of the songs that they're known for are very peppy. They're very upbeat, and like you look at the lyrics, and the lyrics are very, very down and very, very much depressed, and they're dealing with lots of like heartbreak and doubt and that would be my demon. It's a peppy song. It would be a song that you could move to, and a song that would eventually really make you want to slit your wrists. It's just that's what I would be dealing with. Yeah.
It honestly sounds like my anxiety. Although it probably wouldn't be disco. It would be really obnoxious pop punk from the early 2000s.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Same four chords over and over and over and over again. That would drive me to... Yeah. Anywho.
Mine would probably sound like Love Shack from the B-52s, honestly. It's yeah.
Great. It's gonna be stuck in my head the rest of the day.
I know. It gets stuck in my head too, and it's just like, oh god, no.
How many flamingos would it take to defend Monotony from a prom invasion?
How many flamingos? One. Because, yes. In the Miami airport, and because I've flown down a couple of times. My family is my mother and my stepfather have been very kind to both me and my family, and they've flown us down a couple of times to visit them in Florida. So we stayed with them for a few days, and we go through the Miami airport, and in the middle of the Miami airport is, I cannot remember the name of it, but there is a gigantic pink flamingo that sits in the middle of the Miami airport, and its beak is pushed right against the ground, like it's holding up the ceiling. It's absolutely enormous. It's beautiful, and that is the one that you would. I can see that flamingo just stomping its way through Monotony to defend whatever it is that's coming after the town. It's that. Whatever that flamingo's name is, I can't think of it right now, but yes, that one flamingo would absolutely look after the town.
Beautiful. Yeah. If your book's Hellish Prom had a theme song, what would it be?
It would have to be, because my publisher, Crystal from Byzantium Sky, she had asked me, because we were going to announce, the cover for the book and everything that we were doing, and she's like, I'm racking my brain trying to come up with like a song to go along with the announcement, make it, fun, make it peppy. She's like, I can't come up with it. You've got like hellish demons, you've got all, prom nonsense, you've got all these things going on. It's like, what is it? Do you have like a playlist or something that was going, and I'd made up a playlist of songs that that really embodied this book, and I made one for the next book that I have that I have written. I just, and I have kind of one going for the third book after that. But the one song that she picked out, and the one that I think is absolutely perfect, is Raising Hell by Kesha. So that, yeah. That is, it embodies the fun, the chaos, the drama, the tears, the everything that just embodies Monotony and the prom itself, because you're fighting to be able to be your own person. You're leaving your own things behind. You're kind of sticking to a version of a faith that you were. You might have been raised in a faith, but this is your version of it. No one else can have it, and whether it's oh goodness, what's the trending term right now? Conventional Christian or oh God, what is it called now? It's
Oh, I'm the wrong person to ask.
No, I know. There's a few people online have gotten themselves into trouble in terms of now there's books that they don't read because they're reading biblically conventional or conventional biblical or Christian, something along those lines, because they're no longer, they don't read certain books anymore because they're going along with conventional Bible terms. They've gone into that much more of a conservative version of Christianity and all the things that they've lost, and people are trying to point out to them all the things that you're losing, how wrong this really is. So yeah, Raising Hell would be that middle finger to it, is the idea that you lose so much of yourself by trying to stick to this incredibly rigid, impossible to live with set of morals. And you can still find faith, you can still find friendship, you can still find love all within it, and whether people approve of it or not doesn't matter. It's not even the point. It's what you're able to live with and survive with, because none of this is supposed to be as hard as it should. It should be as hard as it is. None of this.
Seriously.
Yeah, everything that we're living through, and I try to post this online. Look, I have been very, very lucky in a lot of the things that I've, the life that I have, the things that I've done, the things that I'm able to do, and I'm very, very lucky. There's a lot of people who unfortunately are not. And this book, I think, and Becca's perspective and what happened and everything that their friends go through, that is, if you've ever wondered why, or if you ever looked around and said, it shouldn't be this hard, this is the theme. This is the book. This is what this is the story. So
true facts should not be this hard for anybody.
No, absolutely not.
To get back to the fun times.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
fine.
can get my own depression and anxiety. That will get me so many times. I'm sorry. So go for it.
It's fine. We absolutely derail the podcast almost every recording. We're like, hey, how's your anxiety doing? It's not great. I doubled down on my meds today. It's wonderful. Yeah. Totally understand. So would you rather attend a prom with gravity reversed or a prom where everyone's hair grows uncontrollably?
Gravity reversed. That would be somewhat. It would be fun to be able to dance on the ceiling, like the old videos from the 70s and 80s from like MTV, when MTV actually like played videos and then played music back in the day. Lionel Richie, I think that was it, like dancing on the ceiling, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that would be fun, And I've always loved, in the old fashioned like haunted houses and movies that you see from going back like decades and years, when you walk into one room and everything in the room is reversed, like the chair and is on the ceiling, the chandelier is coming up from the floor. I've always loved that. It's one of my favorite aesthetics, and so that would absolutely be so much fun for me. The hair growing everywhere uncontrollably, that would just be such a nuisance. We wouldn't be having any fun. We would just literally be standing there with scissors trying to snip people back.
You could braid people's hair and do double dutch with some pigtails or something, because it's just really long. It'd be really fun.
I'm glad. I'm sure. I'm glad that you would have a great time. I'm sure you would. It sounds like you would have a fabulous time. I just trying, like I said, my daughter does dance. Just me trying to fumble my way into a ponytail for my daughter it's so hard, because I don't have the experience with it. You know? My wife has the long hair. I've never really grown up with it, so it's not anything I've experienced with. So it would take. I figure it would take me a while. I would get there eventually, but right now it's just not fun. So I just kind of muddle my way through. So
that's fair. Yeah. Final question of this particular section. If the villains suddenly became obsessed with knitting, what would they make first?
A noose. Yeah.
You were just prepared for that one. I know exactly what this bitch is making.
That just literally came right into my head. I don't know why. They would absolutely be stringing up every single innocent person in the world, and and I can see them being kind of like that Instagram influencer kind of thing. It's like, sit with me as Armageddon, as watch me knit pearl tuck too, and all this whole thing. They would they would not only have fun doing it, they would have fun talking about it, sharing the videos and everything online while people are swinging in in Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can see that in my head.
Yes.
And they'd be like, "Now you don't want to make it too tight," or they won't oh god.
No, we're not hoping we're not hoping for the neck breaks. We want them to sit and strangle for a while. Yes,
it's important. Yes. It's important.
Yes,
we can't end it too soon.
No, it's the aesthetic. The aesthetic has to be perfect. No,
it's especially funny because one of the jokes in the knitting community for when you are knitting is first you stab it, then you strangle it, and you scoop out its guts, and you throw it off a cliff. And I'm like, this works amazingly.
I love it. That's awesome.
So before we jump into the next game, do you have a physical copy of your book?
Not yet, no. My publisher... No, I'm sorry. I have... Hang on.
The next best thing.
I have
Beautiful.
The actual poster. No, my publisher literally just sent the final proofs to Ingram for publishing, so they should be coming in the next few days. So by Monday or Tuesday, I believe we're going to get the approval for it, and then I'll get a couple of copies as well after that. But I have arcs that I've been giving around to Instagram and not influencers, but I A friend of mine, or a reviewer that I had met on Instagram, pointed me towards another reviewer, another ARC reviewer, who had made an actual list of, because she got so sick of the number of influencers and Instagram people that were charging people for reading their books and the like. And I've been taken in by these people a number of times, okay? So I've spent good money for absolute crap, okay? Mm-hmm. And so she made a list of like 150 reviewers who don't charge for reviews. They just ask for an ARC, maybe a physical copy. That's about it. Because obviously you're already investing in these people. You're already giving them, what you've worked so hard to be able to do. So I combed through that list like an obsessive son of a bitch, and that I am. And I found a number of wonderful people that I've been able to send the ARCs to. I've sent them, the ARC is on Book Sirens as well. So you can, if you're on Book Sirens, you can ask to be part of the team as well. There's, I've sent it around to a number of groups on Facebook and the like. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that I've been trying to do. But, yeah, and I'm really looking forward to having a physical copy that I can put on my bookshelf next to everything else. So.
Okay. Well, that means we don't get to play Bring Your Own Book, which makes me sad. But I have a backup game, which is a spelling bee.
Okay, sounds good.
So it's traditional spelling bee rules. I have phonetics and an example sentence here.
Okay.
I didn't include definitions because none of them are homonyms. So I figured they're good enough.
Yeah.
So the first word is necromancer.
Ah, okay. Necromancer.
Yes.
Yay. Okay.
The second one is infernal.
Okay. Infernal. Oh, that's Edward Lee's City Infernal was one of my favorites growing up. Infernal.
Yes. Abomination.
Ah, abomination. That's such a fun word. I love these words. Abomination.
Yes. Yay. Monotony.
Very good. I love that.
I feel you should be able to spell this one.
Yes. Watch me add like too many O's or too many O's and N's in there. All right, monotony. Monotony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coven.
Coven. All right. That's Coven.
Yes.
Don't love a good witch's coven. Yes.
Yes. Pandemonium.
Oh, that's a tough one. I like that one. Pandemonium. Cougar and Dark's Pandemonium Shadow Show from Something Wicked This Way Comes. One of my favorite books of all time. Pandemonium.
Yes.
Probably wrong. Oh, really? Okay. Very cool. All right.
Apparition.
Oh, is it one P or two P's? Okay. I'm going to go with Apparition.
Yes.
Yay! Okay, cool.
Chimeric.
Oh, okay. Chimeric. Okay. Chimaeric?
No, it is Chimeric.
Eric. Okay, all right.
That one's hard because it's Greek.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
Diabolical.
Diabolical.
Yes.
Yay. Okay.
And the last one is eerie.
Eerie. Oh, you. I'm sorry. Weird aside, my brain's going in different directions. Do you remember the show Erie, Indiana?
Yes.
Yes. I used to love that show. All right, Erie, Indiana. Eerie.
Yes.
Yay. Okay. What is that?
No one ever gets all 10. You got 9, but very good.
Thank you.
And then we have our last section of crazy nonsensical questions.
I love it.
If Monotony hosted a talent show, what would Becca's act be?
Ooh. Becca's act would probably be changing all 4 tires before the car slips off the jack. It's Because in Monotony, what they would do is, like, they wouldn't give her, like, the true, like, mechanics jack, like you have, you know, the kind that actually does work and lifts up the car. They would give you the scissor jack, like we grew up with. You know, the thing that it's like, the breeze comes along and just thunk, the whole car just suddenly hits the pavement. So
I had one of those in my car.
I did too.
When I first started driving, my first car was a 1987 Mercury Lynx, and its factory date is 1 month older than me.
Okay, yeah.
And this thing was a little death trap, and I had to change a tire one day, and I couldn't get the car to jack up, and I was literally jumping on the jack to try and get it to go up, and it would not budge. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I weigh 140 pounds, and I can't get the jack to go up. I'm screwed.
Yeah.
That little thing sucks. Now I have a battery operated one, and you just push a button and it goes up, and I'm like, that's all I need.
That's fabulous. I didn't know they made those. That's awesome. No, I had
they're awesome.
Yeah, I had a scissor jack. My first car was a 90-something Ford Tempo. And yeah, any time that you get out into the more interesting words, you know, that they use for the cars, that's usually when you get like the more closer to the lemons, you know, of the cars that you got, you know, the you know, and that one, that it had a lot of problems with it. I also drove it into the ground. I didn't take care of it very well. I had my grandmother's, eventually I inherited her Mercury Mystique, and that was also another one that I drove into the ground, but that was also, that one, jelly bean blue, and it was, there was, the lug nuts on the car rusted, so I couldn't get the lug nuts off of the car to be able to change the tires. So that's when you have to go to like the mechanic and have them try to like take a blowtorch to be able to crack the rust to be able to get it to like get everything off the car. So that's
rough.
Yeah.
I will say this. My second car was a Chevy Corsica, 92 Chevy Corsica, and that thing was a tank. I'm convinced a tank could crash into that car and the tank would take damage.
Yes.
It took me everywhere. It took me up to school in Connecticut, there and back again. I got into one accident with it, and there was like a scrape on that car, and then like a dent on the other car. That was such a reliable car. I kind of miss it because it was like really sturdy and safe.
Yeah.
Back to questions.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I could go for a while. I'm sorry. Go for it.
I know we both can't. I'm just trying to keep us on track. Would you rather fight a prom dress or a pair of shoes with a vendetta?
Oh, the prom dress, because the shoes, I have a feeling. Oh, I can just see like these like really petty, absolutely sharp stilettos in my head, and I would just end up bleeding the entire time. Like I wouldn't. For some reason, I can see like the dress. I can see us being enemies at first, and then we could end up just dancing well together after we come to some kind of understanding. You know, like friends to, you know, enemies to lovers kind of thing. But, you know,
enemies to lovers with a prom dress.
yes, absolutely. See what happens, see how I look in it, gotta see what it's like, you know, so.
It's fair.
Yeah.
You always have to try it on. It's true.
Absolutely,
it's true.
Yes.
I would never choose the prom dress because they are now covered in glitter, and I would never get that off.
Okay.
And the pair of shoes that I picture is actually like a pair of wingtips, and I'm like, I can take a pair of wingtips, right?
Yeah.
Like
wingtips would be nice. Yes. No.
But if they were stilettos, I'd choose the prom dress. Stilettos hurt in every fashion, man.
Yeah.
Those are weapons.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
If your anxiety manifested as a disco ball, what color would it spin?
Black. Black. It would be a thing that, you know, strobe lighting almost?
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like that. It wouldn't really, you wouldn't be able to see anything by it. It wouldn't make anything better or brighter. It would just leave you more and more anxious with each flicker that goes by. So you're not really, like, you're losing time almost. And that's what kind of like what strobe lighting feels like. You know, it's just suddenly gone, and you feel like you lost 2 seconds of your life, and those 2 seconds, your anxiety just goes straight through the roof. When you feel like you have lost a time or a few seconds itself. Yeah.
Do you by chance know how to read music?
I do not. No.
Oh, okay.
No, I
don't. There's a really great visual joke about anxiety, and it's just a bunch of rests, which is when a musician is supposed to not play, but it slowly makes them like faster rests. So nothing's actually being played, but like it's just more rests, and like that's the visual representation of my anxiety. Yeah. Nothing is happening, but I'm real nervous about it, and it's getting hectic. Like, it's so dumb.
Yeah. No, it's not dumb. It's just the way that you react to it, honestly.
I know, I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things... I mean, we there's the old joke of, like, you get so anxious about something, then you get through it, and suddenly it doesn't feel as bad as it does. But it's not... That doesn't mean that you're an idiot. That doesn't mean... It's just simply the fact that there's so much that is built around it, or so much that depends on it, If you've been lonely for a while, and meeting that first friend, or just trying to meet that first friend, that's nervous. That's nerve-wracking. If you've been, if you're trying for a job, whether you've had jobs before, whether you're, if you're taking on a new lover, you might have had sex before, fine, yes, but that doesn't mean you've never seen this person, has never been with this person before. They've never seen you naked before, so... it doesn't make you an idiot. It's just natural reactions to something that the importance of it. Whether it's easy, the finding out afterwards it's okay, but it's
I think for me, one of my worst panic attacks was early on, and I lived in the dorm. I lived on the 6th floor. And that's very important. I lived on the 6th floor, and I thought somebody was outside my window staring in. Mm-hmm. And so I stayed up all night because I couldn't get the image out of my head that somebody was watching me through my window. And finally dawn breaks, and I calm down, and I realize this man has to have 6 stories worth of leg.
Yeah.
In order to be standing in my window. And so immediately, like, it becomes this very cartoon figure, like how little kids draw their dad, right? Like, with, like, legs that are, like, 75% of the figure, and then, like, the last little bit is the torso and head. And I'm like, all night long, I lost a whole night's sleep because my brain, although seeing that no one was outside my window, believed somebody was outside. God damn it. Like...
No, I understand. And look, I've never had a panic attack. I mean, I was diagnosed with mild to moderate, like, anxiety and depression. So I've known people who have severe anxiety, severe depression. I would not survive at those levels. I know that. But I've had so many moments where I've lost sleep because I've worried about outlandish things that happened to my wife, happened to my kid, I replay conversations and things that I've done, messages that I've sent in my head over and over and over again. So yeah, and I've had nightmares for as long as I can remember. So I mean, I still vividly remember having a dream where I don't think I was a teenager yet. I think it was just on the cusp of being a teenager. And I'd fallen asleep, and I remember this dream. It was so vivid, so detailed. I had fallen through the floor and there was just a pit beneath me, but something had caught me. Like at that very, so I wasn't completely falling, except I don't remember if it was a vine or something like that, but then all of a sudden I'm hanging by one foot, and I see this snake come slithering down, and it starts digging and eating its way through my foot. So, no.
That's a nope rope.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And that was when I woke up, because the physical shock, I could feel it at the time. It was so vivid. I could feel the physical shock of it. And that was what woke me up. So, no, I totally understand it. So.
It sucks.
It does, yes.
I do not wish this on my worst enemy. It sucks having these things.
No.
Where did I leave off with actual questions? Oh, I got it. Okay. How many demons... Yeah, demons on a school bus. How many demons could fit in a school bus before it became sentient?
Ooh. Let's see. Honestly, I think it would only need one, and it would just need the host, because the host in my town in Monotony is the. I don't want to give too much away as to how it is that he's connected to everything else, and what it will eventually lead to. But it would just need him, because he would be the kind of person who would politely bully you for as long as it took until you broke. And I think it would do that to the school bus. Eventually, he would just politely, smilingly bully you until you did what he wanted you to do, and the bus would take on his own personality from there.
Okay. If your book were a flavor of ice cream, what would it be?
My daughter has been reading, it's just started a new series of books last night called 13-Story Treehouse. And one of the books, it lists like 78 different kinds of ice cream that they list. And it's crazy kinds of flavoring, like egg and bacon and eggs and eggs without bacon without eggs, and like there's like 50 different ones in there. But there's one that was let's see, the one that keeps coming to me, and I don't know why it is, or what is invisible ice cream is yeah, invisible ice cream. And because that's the flavor, and that's the thing, is that, and I'm not really sure why, but maybe it's the fact that it's a kind of thing that that it's there, and you can taste it, that it's there, and it's doing something to you, but you can't see it, you can't grasp it, you can't do anything about it. And that, I can see Monotony being that kind of invisible ice cream. It's the thing that that it's there, and that it's affecting you, but you can't really do anything. But you can't really do anything to stop it.
Would you rather attend prom on a floating asteroid or inside a volcano?
Ooh. Let's see.
Everyone say hi to Mom.
Hi, Mom. Let's see. I would say inside a volcano. Yeah, just because that would
inside a volcano.
Yeah,
One
inside
second.
a volcano. Yeah. No, the inside a volcano, I would say that would be my, just because of my daughter has played a number of games, and there's lots of videos where people are dancing or through volcanoes and all different kinds of Danny Go, all these different shows and skits where you're the floor is lava and stuff like that. So I don't know, I would probably be left without feet by the time I was done, but I can see that. But I would go through the volcano. The asteroid just makes me feel like I would be seasick the entire time.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just you keep going around in circles. But would you get seasick? Yeah. Because if you're out in the asteroid, gravity doesn't work the same, so
No,
your body
that's
wouldn't
true.
feel it the same.
No, that's true. But then also astronauts, in order to train for getting into space, dealing with anti-gravity, they have to go through the vomit comet.
Yep.
So you're going straight up and then straight back down, and your throw up will eventually be there floating along beside you as you're going through, as you're trying to get through prom in the middle of empty space. Yeah.
What a thought. all that glitter, all those streamers, all that vomit up in space.
Yes. Yeah.
Final question. If your characters formed a band, what instruments do they each play?
What instruments do they each play? Oh. Toby would be on the keytar. And...
The guitar!
Toby would be on the keytar. Yes. He would have an absolute blast with that, and I can see it. Kyle would be the drums, because he's the kind of solid type of guy, kind of solid foundational type of guy that you can build the rest of the rhythm around. Gabby would be bass, and the thudding, like electric kind of heavy beat of almost like as you're just running, as you're going through the song. And that would leave Becca, I don't know if I would put her at lead guitar or triangle. But I'll be nice and I'll give her. I'll be nice and I don't want to bully my own character at the moment. I'll be nice and give her lead guitar.
Or triangle. How do these things just wildly different sides of the spectrum? Just okay then. In that case, can you tell everybody where they can find you?
Absolutely, yes. I'm on Instagram way too much. I'm on so many. I'm on more social media channels than is actually healthy, and more than I remember, honestly. So, but you can mostly find me on Instagram at Henry Corrigan 08. On Facebook, Henry Corrigan. I'm on Blue Sky at henrycorrigan.bluesky.social, something like that. Let me see. But yeah, mostly on Facebook and Instagram you can find me as well. Let's see. The book itself is on pre-order right now with my publisher, Byzantium Sky. So you can order signed, personalized copies for if you like. You can order ebooks as well. They go directly through my publisher. They don't go through Amazon at all. And let me see. It's also on Amazon. It's also on Barnes and Noble. But if we're dealing with indie author month,
Goody.
Come to the indie authors, and
Yeah.
come to the indie publishers as well. I saw a number of posts recently, like Barnes and Noble is charging like indie authors for books. They're no longer carrying books that are under a certain price tag, for independent authors. Draft to Digital, I believe, is now charging authors for some kind of nominal fee or whatever, independent authors for using their services, which is hard for independents because anybody, I think, will tell you that most books that get published, and whether it's traditional or it's independent, most of them sell maybe 100 copies throughout the course of a year. So being able to free services or being able to avail yourself of free services is absolutely essential. So please find me on Instagram or social or Facebook. Check out Byzantium Sky. Check out my previous publisher, Slasher Horror Press, all the independent presses, all the independent bookshops, bookstores that you can find, and just try to help the community as best you can. Try to push for more people as you possibly can, because Lord knows we need that right now. So, yes.
And as a final outro before I do my whole post-amble, anybody that you would like to give a shout-out to or special thanks to today?
Oh, I would absolutely love to thank Crystal, my publisher at Byzantium Sky. I would love to thank David Jack Fletcher, my publisher from my last book, which was Somewhere Quiet, Full of Light, that made the Bram Stoker Award reading list. It was named one of the best books of the year. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was crazy. It was named one of the best books of the year by Ginger Nuts of Horror. I'd like to thank Jim McLeod from Ginger Nuts of Horror. He's been a wonderful support of my work. I'd like to thank my friend Chad Boyles, who's been who's been one of the people that has looked after, been supporting my work as much. I'd like to thank Mia Dahlia, one of my earliest readers and supporters, Joan Livingston, and more than anything, I'd like to thank my wife and daughter.
Lovely.
They have put up with... My wife has put up with me more than anything else in the world. My daughter is awesome, but my wife has put up with me and has been supporting me as much as and she's my best friend, and I really can't thank her enough for that. So,
I love that. That's so lovely. What a lovely note to end on today. So thank you so much for joining us today, Henry.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to have you back. You are welcome anytime.
Thank you so very much. I've been having an absolute blast. Thank you guys. If I can add one last codicil, thank you guys for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Really. So thank you so very much. I really appreciate this.
Thanks for staying up with us. Follow us on Instagram and Threads at BookDollNightPod. Drop a comment to let us know what you thought of today's show, and join our Discord server for giveaways, excerpts, and more. It's still in the works, but we're aiming for 100 members. catch our live author interviews on YouTube, and leave a question for our guests on our Discord server. Check out our shop and website at bookdollnight.co. That's bookdollnight.co. And if you're loving the chaos, don't forget to rate us 5 stars. Until next time, booklets, and remember to stay booked all night.